Essentially, the approach was actually sought to respond to some of the issues that we found out as a result of the 14-country evaluation that we carried out in partnership with UNC. So, as part of that, issues related to water quality, hand washing, sanitation, and then other key behavior change issues were addressed.
Individual household caregivers form a neighbor cycle and choose one person who receive hygiene, sanitation, and water lessons in the nurturing care group, who in turn come back and replicate the lessons learned to the individual households.
Here you get to meet like virtually every household, or you get to send your message across to every household in the community, as compared to large gathering sensitization or group sensitization. You also get to monitor to find out if the households are really practicing the message or what you've taught them.
I was really excited that I had the chief of one community in my group. He was actually part of the volunteers. So it was great. I mean, the community members were very receptive. They personalized most of the lessons and they adopted most of what we taught them. They actually practiced them.
We've had issues or areas in which we teach them how to construct latrines. So in this northern part of Ghana, it is mostly the men that are involved in that. So we try to involve the men.
The nurturing care group approach targets individuals at the household level with the wash behaviors. That makes it sustainable because the knowledge, the practices, and the attitudes are changed from every household in the community.
Before we start a session for a lesson, we usually commit the meeting into the hands of God. We do an opening prayer, after which we all now bring out what we learned in the previous lesson. That's what we call troubleshooting. You do your troubleshooting on the previous lessons you have learned. Afterward, you mark your register to be sure everybody is present. Then, afterward, COVID has come. We now sanitize our hands very well and make sure that we observe all the social distancing protocols. Then we get one of the volunteers to lead us in a session of games or song. After we sing to relax ourselves, then we now introduce our lesson for the day.
So far, the program have reached 9,326 direct beneficiaries from 42 communities in Secretariat East and Savulugo, which constitute 40% of households in our program impact areas.
Free say yale ba ya yeso ne wa de sua ewo kulo ni mu a ne yetimi sua ntino yeso ye de to aso no yehu say obi akla enya yare de bia na say bibi asisa wa if say yare na aba no emwa ne mfe ye ni nhu na mo efiri ye nsakora ebetimi akwaya no ye hwinim ne ye ni ntitam bia na omo ba omo fa samna eni nsuo enwohoro wo omo nsa nti no omo so adi so a omo ye ye kire omo say emla omo kwa bonten so omo nkoche echi anipa omo ni nipa nkeka mubom omo gina so omo ntete omo ntem.
Through this program, we have also reduced the number of diarrhea cases in our households. Initially, we used to record not less than 5 diarrhea cases every day in individual homes. But through the insertion of NCG, we have now reduced it to 0 or 1 in each week.
I must say it's a privilege to participate in piloting the NCG model, because it has really opened me up to a more friendly, community-based approach that can bring transformation and sustainable change to our rural people.
You get to form like a bond with the the volunteers or the people you work with. They see you as part of the community, and I think it's a great experience.
They say me man so nyare fi se fom nsuo no na de yare eble me ne me man.
I've gained added knowledge and skills, especially with water quality testing. I didn't know anything about that. I actually learned it from the NCG model, how to make disposable sanitary pad. They were all things I didn't know.
NCG la angone yina de swang tapam. Da matarabe mi ne dina nya swang yiran yaron bezela tara ko nyar no swang na ka te be chan ni man telan jam de kalang bahar do ta ma rin na tun la bandir be jang sa ko en pya den na te dam dara tara mi ne pa wa na chibor ba ha nya la na to swang te filan dam ne kai na te am pa la te ne chibor ne ko shel den swang na den ta ka do ta lang bahar te yiran te be zasa.
Knowing that you are helping people to change their behavior, doing something positive for themselves, I think it's quite fulfilling. So I want to thank World Vision that I was able to be part of this journey, and I know that I've made some impact in the community.
There are many congress that are laughing. When for temper bound the malalafi, but it took 1 minute, Tim. I took 1 minute, Durone, big garawan and dam. Anya Karalu, Kadwana, a Jerkan, as I painted Zelim for Kapu Shield and Jera, on Bournanda, in Nura.
It is important to look even beyond Ghana, maybe scale it up to other places where we want to achieve behavior change activities around WASH, and then maybe even other programming settings.